Hey everybody, and welcome back to HDpiano. I'm Jeff. Today we're going to be doing Dream On by Aerosmith. In this lesson, I'm going to show you guys how to play the instrumental introduction, and that's going to sound something like this. Okay, so we're going to break this introduction up into 3 phrases. So these phrases are kind of long. So this first phrase is the first one you heard, which sounds like this. So we're going to start off with that. We'll do the right hand first. We're going to be doing some toggling of chords. So that means our first chord is an F minor, C, F, A flat, and we're going to toggle between F and A flat and C. So there's our first chord, and we're going to toggle 1 and 2 and. Then we're going to move to our next chord, which is a C minor, C, E flat, G, and same thing, toggle the top 2 notes, 1 and 2 and. Our next chord is this, which is a C, D, F, A flat, and we'll play the top 3 notes first, and then toggle back and forth to the bottom note, 1 and 2 and. Then our last chord, this really cool sounding chord, which is a C, D flat, F, and G, and same thing, we'll toggle the top 3 notes with that C in the bottom. So our bottom note is always going to be this C. So those 4 chords are 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's the first half of the phrase. If you need to stop and rewind and learn that again, that's fine. Meet me back here for the second half of this phrase, which is this. We're going to start again on our F minor chord. 1 and 2 and. Then we're going to move these 2 up to a G and a B flat. 3 and 4 and. Still going down to the C. And we're going to move these 2 up again to A flat and C. 1 and 2 and. And then we're going to end on an F minor triad in root position. So let's try that second half again. 1 and 2 and 3. Keep moving up. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's the right hand for the first phrase. Now we're going to add the left hand. So the left hand is going to be the same rhythm again and again, which is 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And we're going to repeat that 2 more times. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. One more time. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And then we're just going to hold a whole note for the last one. When you put it together, it's going to sound like this. I'll play it a little slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then we hold and 2, 3, 4. So that's phrase number 1 of the introduction. Again, make sure to pause it, rewind it, learn it, and try to speed it up to the studio tempo. Now we're going to work on phrase 2. The good news is that most of phrase 2 right hand is exactly the same. The only thing we have to really change is the last measure and also our left hand. So let's go over what the left hand does. 1 and 2 and and 3. We're going to go down to an E flat and to a D, D flat. So let's try that again. So again, our 4 notes are F, E flat, D natural, and D flat. And the rhythm is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's add the right hand to that part. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and. So our right hand is the exact same thing as it was in that first phrase. We're just adding the new left hand bass notes here. Let's try that one more time. Okay, let's keep going. Our new left hand for this section is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now let's go over the right hand for this section. It's slightly different. It starts the same way, 1 and 2 and then we climb up. And then we climb up again, just like before. Now, instead of playing the chord, we're going to do this, which is going to be a G and a B flat, and then an F and an A flat. Let's try that right hand. Okay, now with the left hand, it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so we've covered the first 2 phrases. Remember, the first phrase we learned in the second phrase is very similar to the first, except the left hand changes slightly. Now we're going to go for the third phrase, which is completely different. So let me play that third phrase for you again. Okay, let's take this one measure at a time. So our first measure, let's do the right hand. We're going to start by toggling this chord, which is D, F, A flat. We're going to play the top 2 notes and then the bottom notes. 1 and 2 and. And then on beats 3 and the and of 3, we're going to play this, which is an G and a B flat and an F and an A flat. So that's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Our left hand is going to be 3 B flats, 1 and 2 and 3 and. Let's put that together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. One more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's go on to the next measure. Our right hand is going to start with a D flat and a G, and then we're going to play a C by itself. We're going to toggle back and forth. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then our left hand for this measure is going to be on an E flat to an E. And our rhythm is going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And finally, the last 2 measures, much easier here. Our right hand is going to be toggling the same F minor chord again, and that's going to sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So for our final 2 beats, we're going to play the full chord. And our left hand for that is just going to be holding an F the whole time. And that's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. All right, let's try that whole third phrase. Here we go. 1 and 2 and Okay, that's the whole introduction. Now, before we finish up the video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play that whole introduction nice and slow for you so you have something to practice along with. Here we go. 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, same thing, but we're going to change the left hand now. Third phrase. Okay, there you have it. That's the introduction to Dream On by Aerosmith. You can head on over to HDpiano.com where you can view the rest of the parts of this song. I got a verse part 1, verse part 2, an interlude, a chorus, and a whole song coming up for it. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button above to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And you can check us out on Facebook and send your requests via Twitter. Thanks so much for watching HD Piano. I'm Jeff, and I'll see you at the next lesson.